criticism that is pointed Labour's way is, towards Ed Miliband. People, have seen various news reports and people commenting saying that he's not prime ministerial material. David Cameron ranks higher in him in polls, saying he was a better prime minister. Do you think that he is a good leader, first of all?
I didn't vote for Ed Miliband in the leadership elections, I'll be clear about that. I'm not, and I think he's proved himself not only to be a really good opposition leader when he stood up to Rupert Murdoch, when he stood up, let's not forget this, to the President of the United States of America and said, you're making a wrong decision and I'm not prepared to support the intervention in the war in Syria in the way that they were intending. And it was the right thing to do. And I think he's actually proved himself to be a really strong leader. I think he's proved a lot of critics, me included, wrong. And I think the manifesto launch yesterday, I've seen him speak publicly now in the Northwest 3 times in the last few months, and he electrifies a room. And when I go out and meet people and they go, oh, your leader's a plonker, I say, if only you could have seen him, if only you could have come to those meetings, and only you can see not only the speeches he delivers, which obviously he rehearses and he practices, but the way he responds to journalist questions and the way he responds to questions from members of the public.
He did seem on form.
He's quick-witted,
at the manifesto.
He's got a lovely manner about him, and I think he'll make a fantastic Prime Minister.
The one thing that got me, though, I obviously watched the leaders' debates, at times, it can be a bit cringy at times when he's sort of... I think the thing about Ed Miliband is that in some cases he does his best impression of what a good leader is, and I think that he thinks that he has to be a certain way, when actually I think he comes across best when he's just naturally who he is. And yesterday at the manifesto launch, he definitely came across as just confident, self-assured, someone that spoke from the heart. Yeah.
He's been the most effective leader of the opposition that this country's ever had. Yeah. He's managed, to get to push the consensus on the Leveson inquiry into the media. He stood up to Rupert Murdoch and effectively caused the breakup of Sky, which was the right thing to do. And he stood up to the energy companies and changed the tempo of the conversation on those things.
I think the thing about it is, I think he'll be seen to be a bit of a slow burner, but ultimately somebody that I think will be just as capable as leading the country as any Prime Minister.
Absolutely.